This is my review of The Getaway by Lamar Giles. I've heard a lot of mixed things about this on my TikTok, on Book Talk. Some people have said that it's really boring and they couldn't get through it. Other people have said that it's completely underrated and an overlooked book. It had been on my list for a few months when I finally decided to pull the trigger and give it a read. And without further ado, this is my review of The Getaway by Lamar Giles. I'm Eve. This is Purgatory with Eve. And I'm trying to get better at book reviews, so I'm just gonna kind of like read from my notes. I didn't memorize them, so I'm gonna have to look at them. But I really like doing book reviews and I really want to do more. So please let me know if there's something that you like to see in book reviews. Anything that you might suggest I add or talk about. I would really appreciate it because I want to grow my confidence. So here are my thoughts on The Getaway by Lamar Giles, featuring my YouTube journal with my notes in it. So I think that The Getaway by Lamar Giles, it had some amazingly well-rounded characters, amazing narration. The audiobook, highly recommend. The social commentary is relevant to today's world and society, and there were lots of eerie and suspenseful segments that had me grasping for every word. Like, I could not put this book down. So I would describe it as something like a cross of Disney World, the concept of forced compliance, and Scooby-Doo and the gang. I know that sounds weird. And before I go any further, apparently this book is YA. And as somebody who tries religiously to stay away from YA, I didn't know that it was until I was a little bit into the book. But it doesn't really read like YA after the setup, and so I quickly put the fact that the main characters are teenagers on the back burner, because once the story was established, it was a non-existent thought in my head. The story follows our main characters, Jay, who's my favorite character, and his group of friends, Zeke, Connie, and Seychelle. They're living in a not too distant dystopian world where the main population of the US are facing food shortages, extreme climate change, and in the midst of this uncertain time, for many, there is Karloff country, a giant, self-sufficient, self-contained theme park community type thing. This is where the Disney, kind of comes in. The Karloff brand is known for their charming and timeless children's movies, and their theme park is known for setting the precedent of great customer service. When one of Jay's friends, Connie, and her family goes missing, the remaining of the friend group set out to try and find her when no other adults will answer their questions. Before they are able to start solving the mystery, strange and sinister things start happening within Karloff country. This book covers themes of like parasocial relationships with celebrities and the wealthy, classism, privilege, and also identity. I would kind of say that it's a great horror coming of age type of vibe. And that's all I'll say because I don't want to give too much away, but let me know in the future if you want me to go more in depth about the book without giving too many spoilers. I like to go into my books blind, so that's why I'm kind of just giving you a taste of the summary, just for anybody else out there who likes to go in blind like me, with just like the bare minimum of information. But I will go through some of my likes and dislikes of the book. Spoiler alert, there's not that many dislikes because I loved this book. So I really loved the narration. I cannot recommend you listen to the audiobook enough. Listen to the audiobook. The person that voices Jay, the main character, is amazing. He does an amazing job. The narration feels so casual. You can feel like you can just feel the thoughts, the hesitations, the like he really brings the character to life for me. I thought that like it's probably like 2 whole stars worth of my rating is just how good the narration was. So next up, I think that the dialogue between characters was smooth and realistic. It just felt really natural. Sometimes when I'm reading a book, or like listening to a book, it just feels like I'm reading a book and not witnessing an actual conversation. Like just the flow of the conversation, if that makes sense. I loved the eerie and suspenseful atmosphere throughout the book. I think that Giles did a great job at building the suspense and creating that eerie feeling of like not knowing if something horrible is going to happen in the next page or not. I was definitely on the edge of my seat, and just like the visualizations that I had from the descriptions were eerie and creepy and fit the bill for the vibe, I think. I feel like another thing is, even though this is a YA book, I felt like it did not hold back with the horror at all, or with some of the things that it was suggesting. I think that this book did a great job at presenting all of the horrifying ideas that come of what's happening in the book while still maintaining its YA-ness, I guess, but not feeling like it's babied down for adults who are reading it, I guess, if that makes sense. I also think that the pacing of the book was really well done. This is like gonna be kind of one of those you either think it or you don't type of things, because I mean, I guess everything is, but my partner and then a couple of other people that I've talked to, like book friends on TikTok, they felt that they felt it was kind of like a slow burn until you get to probably like the middle to end point. I didn't feel that way. I thought that the pacing was good all the way out. I love a good setup, and then after the setup, I felt that it was nonstop action. But regardless of if you think it's a slow burn or not, once like the last half of the book is just go go go. It's one thing after the other, and it's nonstop action. So those are the things that I liked about the book. There's not that many that I didn't like about it. I did feel kind of like the ending was a little rushed. Or maybe it didn't feel rushed, or maybe sort of anticlimactic. It just, after everything was just like, oh my god, what's going on? What's gonna happen? Oh my gosh, like a lot of things were happening, and then we get to the end, and then it's like, oh, well, they go do this, and they go do this, and that's the end. So, I mean, I guess that's anticlimactic. So that would be my only dislike, even though I didn't really dislike it. It is what it is. But a major dislike, I would say, is that I just wish there was more. Like, the shit was happening in this book. Shit was going down, and I didn't want those characters to be going through it, but it was a good book. So I wish there was more. That's all I really have for this review. I know that it's probably not a good review, so please feel free to let me know what you look for in a book review and some things that you think that I could touch on next time, because I would like to do more book reviews and I would like to get better at them, and I think that I can do that if I have somebody's help, your help. So please feel free to let me know in the comments, and please let me know if you're going to check out this book. I highly recommend it. I gave it, I forgot to go over my overall rating, but I gave this book 5 stars, and I don't have the physical book. I'm going to get it. I plan to get the physical book because I listened to it on audio through Libby, and I loved it. It's 5 stars, and I want the physical copy of it. So I will be getting that one of these days soon. But I did give this book 5 stars. For the plot rating, 5 stars, and for the character rating, 5 stars, because I loved the characters. The plot was amazing and the execution was amazing. So that is my book review of The Getaway by Lamar Giles. Please let me know if you read it. Please let me know if you have read it and tell me your thoughts. We can discuss in the comments. Make sure you mark for spoilers, and I will see you guys in the next video. Have a great day.